Welcome back to our channel. I'm Julian McCorkle, and along with my partner, Nella McCorkle, who's helping me shoot this video, we're McCorkle Home Team. In today's video, we'd like to talk about the 7 things that we like most about living in Suwanee. Even though we're realtors and been licensed for 25 years and we sell in Suwanee and the surrounding Atlanta area, today is all about our personal experience. We've lived in Suwanee for 11 years now. So we really have a good insight on what it's like to live in Suwanee, Georgia. And these are 7 things that we like best. And some other folks may have different reasons, but these are what we feel that we've experienced, or we know we've experienced in the last 11 years where we've raised our daughter as well. The number one reason on the list, we pretty much had to flip a coin over this one. But we ultimately decided on, it was the parks. The number of parks in Suwanee and their proximity to where we live was the number one thing. You can walk on them, you can ride bikes, you can run. They had disc golf right down the street at Suwanee Creek Park. Then there's George Pierce Park. That's if you started walking from the Suwanee Greenway to George Pierce Park, I don't know, it's either 9 or 10 miles round trip. Depending on which trails you go on. But anyways, I know I biked it. It took me an hour. And if you walk it, I don't know, maybe 3 hours round trip, three and a half hours. Depends where you go. Just wildlife you see, the flowers, the deer. I mean, I walk it all the time. It's unbelievable. Bird watching, the water, the bridges you cross over, seeing the creeks and the streams. It is absolutely gorgeous. And in George Pierce Park, there's a natural lake in there. You see all the geese and the ducks and the turtles. I mean, it's like a nature bounty, if you will. It's just overwhelming in a good way, but it's all free. People own the parks and in the parks, they're walking or running. They're all friendly. It's great. And again, that's in any of the parks. That's Sims Lake Park, George Pierce Park, Suwanee Creek Park, the Greenway, Robinson Park, any of those. And I know I'm leaving out a few, but these are the ones that we mainly go to. I mean, you could go from Martin's Farm Park to George Pierce Park to Suwanee Creek Park. They're all connected and they're all amazing. They're all beautiful, free. They have pavilions. You can grill out with the family and spend time. And that really, when I think about living here, if I think about moving, that's the number one thing is like, well, I probably won't have that where I'm going. Not that many parks that you can go to. So that was number one reason. The second reason is proximity to other small towns close to Suwanee. Those small towns are, Johns Creek, Duluth, Lawrenceville, Buford. They're all within a 5 or maybe 10-minute drive of where we live. You have shopping. You have numerous types of diverse restaurants you can go to. And you can get into those towns and not have a whole lot of traffic and all. That's just great to have that there. Also, you have in each little town, they have their own little way of doing things, which is great. Again, just a number of restaurants, diverse shopping and restaurants that they have is really, really great for all of those small towns, just like Suwanee. Okay, so the third top reason we like Suwanee so much is Suwanee Town Center. I know someone's going to say, well, that's a park. Well, yeah, it is a park, but Suwanee Town Center is a whole different topic. It offers restaurants, it offers shopping, and they have 2 parks. They have a brand new one just across the street. They just opened. Within the park, they have sculptures, artwork. They have free concerts throughout the year. They have all these activities, farmers market. It's such a pleasure. They have a really unique 9/11 sculpture, and they have a piece of artwork from the Berlin Wall, or actually a piece of the wall. And you get to see all of this. And they just, again, just a few months ago, they just finished a park across the street that has water features. It has volleyball. It has big grass fields that you can go and have a picnic. Kids can play soccer, kick the ball around, whatever. Just great for families. And it's what really, in my mind, separates Suwanee from other towns, even close to Suwanee. But that obviously is kind of links back to the number one reason with the parks, because it's with Suwanee Town Center. It links up to George Pierce Parks, which connects all the other ones, and you can be walking in that park and come up to Suwanee Town Center and have coffee or have lunch and then go back on your walk. It's great, it's great. But I don't want to go back into the first topic again, but again, Suwanee Town Center is just really incredible as well. So the fourth reason we like Suwanee so much is the proximity to Lake Lanier, which is about 20 minutes away from Suwanee. It offers, boating, you have camping, you have, parks there that you can go to. There's restaurants up there you can eat at on the water. A lot of people don't even know about them. They're great. You can have lunch or dinner. They have boat slips up there to store your boat. We had our boat up there in a dry storage. Is actually really a lot more affordable than what we thought. And, it's just a short drive, and that is a beautiful lake. The water is crystal clear. It does get crowded on the weekends and all, especially in the summertime, but, going up there during the week, it's great. And it's a great place to camp. It's absolutely gorgeous. And also, not tying into Lake Lanier, but another reason along with that is, proximity to Chattahoochee River. It's only about a mile away from where we live here in Suwanee. You can go there, you can kayak down it, you can ride a tube down it, you can go trout fishing there. I've done all three of those things there. They're all free. Kayaking there is great. You can go down and catch it right on McGinnis Ferry and go, just if you want a short trip, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, take it down to Rogers Bridge Park in Duluth. It's only maybe 2 hours on a kayak ride. Obviously, if you're tubing it, you probably want to double that time, but you barely have to paddle. It's really laid back. It's beautiful. The water, if it hadn't rained, is crystal clear. Lots of trout fishing that goes on that river. It's great. And a lot of people don't even know about it when I mention it to them, but it's absolutely great. Just make sure you have someone to drop you off in your kayak, off in your tube, and then they pick you back up over there in Rogers Bridge Park in Duluth. And you can Google that park too to see where it's at. It's kind of cool too. So that takes us to our fourth reason, and that would just be the schools for kids. If you have a kid, you want them getting a good education. Also, that helps with home appreciation. They have some really good ones at North Gwinnett. You have Peachtree Ridge. The academics are great. Their sports are good. They all have good high school football teams and lots of sports that you can go and see and shop and participate in. The elementary schools, all of the elementary schools are good as well. So that was another important reason for us and why we like living here. Because, honestly, it's great for kids to get a great education. Education, hey, it's a great thing, as you very well know. So that takes us to the fifth reason why we like living in Suwanee. And even though Suwanee is a smaller town, you're only about 35 minutes away, barring traffic, from the busiest airport in the world, which is Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport. I'm sure you've heard of it. And there's folks in our community that offer rides down there. There's also Uber you can take down there. If you need to get down there, if you need to take a trip to see family or work, this makes it really convenient living in Suwanee to be able to get down there that quickly, Of course, you do need to plan accordingly. You never know, there could be traffic, so I would just say plan accordingly, check that, make sure you take a look at, what time of the day your flight is, and so to be able to plan accordingly to see how much time you need to build in that trip. But we're really not that far away. Again, so that's another thing that makes Suwanee really great. So know that we're only about 35 minutes away from the airport, and because you just never know when you got to take a flight, especially a lot of people work down there, and or need to go and get a flight because they got to fly out of town. I know my neighbor, he did that a lot. He used a gentleman in our subdivision to go down there. Like I said, obviously if you got a 3 o'clock flight, you don't want to leave the house at 1:30. You want to build some time in there so you won't be stressed out, and you don't want to miss your flight. Okay, so that takes us to the sixth reason we like Suwanee so much is affordability. When you compare it to Johns Creek, Milton, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, it's just more affordable to live in Suwanee. It offers townhomes, there's some condos, single family homes, and they range in prices really from the high threes on up. High threes is tough to find. You can find a townhome every now and then in that price range, or maybe a little bit older home maybe. So that's one of the reasons we like living here as well, obviously, affordability. The seventh reason is last but not the least would be just the overall feeling of the Suwanee being a safe place to live. We've lived here for 11 years, and I guess that's sheetrock, but I can knock on wood, and like I say, we haven't had any issues. When I go to all the walking trails, in the evening time, morning time, going shopping, grocery shopping, everybody's friendly. We've never had any issues. I mean, folks from all over the world, they live here, and I never, people aren't rude or anything like that. Anything could happen tomorrow. You never know. I could walk out of here and maybe somebody could run into me with their bike, but I doubt it. Even if they do, they'd say they're sorry. So, it's all good. I mean, we for real, we haven't had any issues with that. Again, it's very safe. And in the community we live in, we have a neighborhood watch. The neighbors, they look after your house, and they'll tell you, which is so great. It makes it great to raise a family. Again, it's great. I mean, there's so much to do here with the running and the walking and the parks, and and just to get back to safety for a second, it really does feel like a small town. Well, I mean, it is a small town, but I mean, it's a small town, but it has big ideas. It's diverse. It's many cultures. If you like parks, if you like outside and exercise, and also again, proximity to Atlanta. It feels really safe. Again, neighbors seem to generally care about each other, and that's important to us. I think that's important to everybody, really, if they're honest. And so we hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, this is the top things that we like most and about living in Suwanee, and we can honestly say that because we lived here for 11 years, and we still live in here. Like I say, there could be different reasons for this, that, and the other. I could do another video tomorrow, but that's what I'm passionate about. The things that I know, the things that we've said, from kayaking to, but the proximity to Lake Lanier, a lot of folks don't even know that they live here. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you like it. And please subscribe. We're going to be trying to do one of these a week, just to get information out there about the Atlanta area. And again, we sell homes all over the Atlanta area, so we love the opportunity to earn your business. And we're native to Georgia, and if you're thinking of making a move, again, like I say, we would be glad to help you, and we appreciate your time, and we hope you have a good day or a good night, depending on when you're watching this. And until next time, my friend, you have a good one.